Williams veers left, pulls up, looking for the lead, and got it. Jared Williams, 2 seconds, 1:11.109. Now SGA probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down. The Thunder finally get the defensive stop, and SGA puts them in front.
I'm Kenrich Williams. You're listening to Topic Thunder.
And what is up? And welcome to another episode of Topic Thunder Podcast. It's a fry pod. It's a late night fry pod. We are here live after the Lakers game tonight. And we have two lovely gentlemen. We have first and foremost back in the late night episodes here on the West Coast. It is Stephen Dolan. Stephen, how was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was lovely. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
We kept it pretty low key. We just cooked and stayed around the house. We don't have any family nearby, so it's just like our nuclear family. But it was really nice. And then Christmas tree arrived today. Set that up. Got our Christmas lights going.
Are you a real tree person or a fake tree person?
Oh, a fake tree person. I can't.
That's correct.
It's not worth the hassle at all. We have a neighbor who's a real tree person, and it looks great when they bring it in, but then it like sat next to their driveway until March, because how do you get rid of a whole tree in the city?
Yeah.
So it's like, not only is there the pests and the needles and the, whatever, but also you have to dispose of the whole thing. No, thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
What about you? If one of you is a real tree person, I apologize.
No, fake tree all the way, baby.
Okay, right.
Well,
no, fake tree with lights already installed, or do you put your own lights in?
We have the lights installed. Yeah, we just got it. So we got one that's, the term is flocked, is the industry term, which means it has the fake snow on it, but not a lot. Like they have them where it looks totally white. This has just like a dusting of flockage.
A flocking dustage. Okay.
Flock you.
It's by far the prettiest tree I've ever had. It's beautiful.
My family did this thing where we've been fake for years. And all of a sudden my father decides, let's have a real tree in the backyard as well as a fake tree inside. And I don't know what to make of these shenanigans.
Plant the tree?
No, he wants a real tree cut from its roots.
Okay.
Put in the backyard. We have like a wooden. My family has a wooden porch from which they will place the tree on.
Mm-hmm.
On a
so
stump.
they just want an evergreen.
I guess. I don't know what to make of it. I'm bewildered by it because we have fake tree.
Are there any presents under the tree?
I don't think so. We have a fake tree inside.
It feels kind of mean to the tree because like
I thought so too.
The exchange is kind of like, we are going to cut you down, but
you won't be inside
in the house, which is like not normal for a tree. So like in your dying days,
he's like the stepchild tree.
Yeah, they're just like, we will cut you down, and then backyard.
Yeah. I don't know what to. I disagreed wholeheartedly, but it's their house, so they can do whatever they want. But it's when we brought up the tree conversation, that reminded me of that odd conversation I had with their family. But anyway, I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving.
Is there a plant version of PETA? Because I feel like
I think that's EPA.
Trita.
Yeah, Trita. Call up Trita on the hotline, please. Anyway, let's move on. We have Alex as well. Alex, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was great, man. Just ate food, got fat, watched football games. I mean, play dominoes. That's what Puerto Ricans do.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just reaching that age, but I was maybe this little team. I was a little bloated after Thanksgiving this year, more so than normal. I was
gassy, bloated, like
very gassy.
Just, like,
yeah, very gassy. Didn't enjoy it.
You just gave
Dylan
ammunition for another nickname, right? cockroach connoisseur,
He needs a
Thanksgiving
new one.
farter, you know.
Yeah.
Blatt tyranny.
Blatt, yeah. But it was weird. I was like, I don't want any more mashed potatoes after that because I had a lot, and but it was good in the moment. I love Thanksgiving meals in general. They're always great.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good Thanksgiving.
Do you guys have some oxtail?
No.
Can
not
we
not
oxtail,
gangster enough.
Ribs, some
can
cold
we I need since you brought it up, Steve, we have to talk about it. Who cares if Chet has oxtail, dude? Can we just
I do not.
Is it just me or did he go mute?
Oh, I thought that was me. I was worried it was my audio. Okay. Steve, you went mute for a second. I just wanted to say that it's very silly that anyone okay, here's my whole spiel. You're back, Steve. You can hear your mic.
Yeah.
The oxtail thing, and Steve, I'll let you go for a second, but the oxtail thing was just like it does somebody have is there an oxtail shortage? Like, why are we so worried that he is having I get that it's maybe a cultural thing. I get that.
That's exactly what it is.
But it doesn't even matter if it is. It doesn't even matter. He's allowed to have whatever he wants for Thanksgiving.
He absolutely
He's allowed
is.
to have whatever he wants. And even if God forbid that he was lying, why the hell would he lie about what he has for Thanksgiving? That's such a stupid thing. But even if he did, who the hell cares? Who the hell cares? Shut up.
It's just he has this whole thing. He has a cultural appropriation thing in his life, and I don't care.
What does that mean, Steve?
I'm just he has the picture with the do-rag. He said he called Hartenstein his bright-skinned twin when he's not. He says he eats oxtail. He has like a thing, and I love it. It's adorable to me. It seems like he's like trying to fit in with all the people he's around all the time, and it's adorable.
I don't agree. I
don't think this
here's
is
the thing.
part of it.
No. Here's the thing. Like, I grew up, my two best friends, they were half black, half German. And so, I grew up, and some nights I went to their house and we ate schnitzel, we ate, cabbage, boiled cabbage, like all that stuff. And I loved it. It was great. I love it. And some nights we went over there and their pops was throwing down. So we ate barbecue, ribs, greens, all that good stuff. And so,
absolutely.
Yeah, I love soul food. I love German food, love Puerto Rican food. Like, my appetite, my, what I love to eat is based off of that. So whenever I have like Thanksgiving, like last night, had some greens. Like, I had somebody, one of my coworkers made me some greens so I could bring it to the Thanksgiving thing. I'm pretty sure Chet, through his journey in basketball, has probably grown up and been around a lot of black families, a lot of African-American families. And he's probably sat down at a couple barbecues or a couple Thanksgiving dinners with them. And oxtail and ribs is definitely on the menu when you're talking about, African-Americans, and you're talking about Thanksgiving, you're talking about at their dinner table. And so I'm pretty sure he's had a couple of that. And it's probably his favorite. They probably season it very
absolutely
well.
And look, to be clear, I do not think it's an affectation. Like, I don't think he's faking. I think the term cultural appropriation has a bad connotation, but you can't appropriate another culture by being around that culture a lot.
Exactly.
It can become who you are. And I don't think that he's like putting this on or like pretending. I think he spent a lot of time around African-American people, and that's like part of his identity now. And it's funny to me. It's adorable. I'm glad he is who he is. I love every second of it.
T in the chat says Suggs probably put him on, and maybe that's so.
Sure.
I don't know.
But
exactly. Cooper Adams also mentioned in the chat, we have so much good ball to discuss. Can we please get off the cultural appropriation talk? And I also agree with that, because we do have a lot of good ball to discuss as well.
Does that make you uncomfortable, Cooper?
I don't it doesn't matter. I don't care about that. It's just like let him say what he wants to say, even if he oxtail or no oxtail at Thanksgiving. let him say whatever he wants to say.
I
Who
thought
cares?
the jokes were funny, and I bet Chet thought it was funny.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
sure he loved it.
Yeah, if anything, it was a funny joke. Anyway, I was probably going to bring that up after we talked about this game, but you mentioned the Oxtail and it threw me off on a tizzy, so I had to bring it up there. So anyway, we're going to move on. The Thunder won tonight in Los Angeles of the California region, 101-93. A lot of
93.
a lot of interesting talk points to bring up before the game, particularly the one on Mark Dagnall's side, bringing up the free throws, which I really liked. Really liked that. He brought numbers too. I don't have the full quote in front of me at the moment.
He
but
came equipped. He came equipped with the stat sheet.
he came ready
the
to
receipts.
go. Ready to go. But it didn't seem to make a difference. The free throw battle was not a huge discrepancy, but still, for the most part of that game, in the Lakers' favor. But we can get to that in a second. But the Thunder did win. It was a pretty close game throughout the entire game, right up until the end. A very good sequence defensively for the Thunder in that final stretch to kind of pull away. But let's start with, as we always do, a single large item from this game. And there was a few contenders for this game. Well, I'll say there was one major contender. There was a few after that I think you could pick. I'm going to defer my single large item and start with Alex Roig, because he looks more prepared than Steve just by the face. I don't know why.
Okay.
You were staring ready to go, and Steve was looking down. So I was judging based off of this.
I will take notes on that for next time. Whenever we have this. So
that's my teacher coming through. Student looking ahead versus student looking down.
Exactly. Pick on the student looking down. Yep. You always got to get them by surprise.
Good call. Alex, what was your single large item?
I mean, low hanging fruit, man. It's gonna be Shea, man. Shea just I saw that on Hoops Hype, on their MVP tracker. He was number 1. Jalen Williams was number 10. J Dub. And I think that's correct. I think that Shea has affected, especially these last 3 games, so much. Especially in the fourth quarter. Like tonight, he had, I believe it was 15 points, 17 points in the fourth quarter.
15, yeah.
Hit the dagger 3 there on who was it? Was it on Lewis or Max Christie? He hit it on him. And it was just, his ability to affect the game, even though the entire defense is keyed in on him, is something that this team needs dearly, especially whenever we're bogged down on offense. Like literally, he could not do anything whenever the Lakers were running a ton of zone at him, except for shooting. And this is what I mentioned in the last podcast when we talked about looking at the stat line and looking at the 3-point attempts, not necessarily the 3-point percentage, not necessarily the 3-point makes, but the 3-point attempts. So last game he had 12. This game he has 10, I think. I think he was 3 of 10 tonight. But the biggest one, of course, was the one that he hit late in the fourth quarter. And you need to have that. You need to have that ability to actually, put away all the, you want to be as efficient as possible and this and that, and just actually put pressure on the defense because that will help out the rest of your team throughout the game and even at the end of the game. But Shea was just great, man. Shea was, what was it, 36 points? Hold on, let me pull up the stat line.
6 rebounds, 9 assists.
6 rebounds,
steals,
9 assists.
1 block.
He still almost shot 50% from the field. He shot 30% from 3. Yeah, 1 block, 2 steals. Like he was just amazing tonight. And he was amazing tonight. And it was a playoff atmosphere kind of grind type game. And we needed every point from him that we could get. And he showed out tonight on live TV, national TV. And so against the Lakers in LA, he loves to play in LA, and he just did a great job tonight.
Yeah. A lot of people have been very critical of the Shea 3-point volume. And I think we saw it again today with the early attempts from him. I think, let me double check. He was 2 of 6 leading into the fourth quarter. And even in the fourth quarter before that 3 that was very paramount to this win was, I think, missed his first 2. So I think at one point he was 2 of 8. That obviously, if you look at that, it's like, that's not very efficient. And statistically, that's true. I think I'm never going to not say Shea needs to stop taking these threes. That was a triple negative, I think. But the point is, the Shea's 3-point volume needs to continue because of what it poses to a defense and the fact that he can space the floor just a little bit more to let other people thrive. And that part of his offense is going to be a part that I think will take some time. And also, I mean, besides just that, generally, I think you're going to have off nights. And I think there was a couple of threes, especially in the first half, that he could have made very easily, just didn't fall.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. So,
and I mean,
I wasn't too worried about that.
It opens up the rest of his game. Like he was 10 of 18. If you take out the threes, he was 10 of 18 tonight, which is an amazing percentage for a perimeter player. And it's just, the defense has to respect his shooting ability from the outside, whether it's mid-range, whether it's from the 3-point line. And so once you start to have that defense creep out even more, it opens up more lanes for him to drive. It opens up more lanes for his teammates to find openings in there. Like there was a play where he drove in and Aaron Wiggins cut, on the baseline. It opens all that up. And so that threat, even though he may not be shooting 40% from 3, 50% from 3, that threat is going to help him, not just now, but it's going to help him and the team in the playoffs. And this is what we were missing from him last season. Whenever we struggled, even against the Pelicans and especially against the Mavericks, when they were just keyed in on him as far as being like a mid-range assassin and driving to the basket all the time.
And he's still dialing in the selection on these, right? Like there was a couple tonight. They were probably not great shots. He's trying a bunch of different types of shots. He's trying to find like which ones are the ones that feel good and which ones, start to go in more and more. But you're not going to find that out if you never take them, right? You're not going to find out that, the dribbling to the left around a screen pull up, I haven't been hitting that one this year. If you've only taken 2 of those this year, right? He has to get like a decent sample of those up and figure out what's effective and what the defense respects. And he's dialing that in and learning. And look, the way the Lakers are able to defend the Thunder in all the games last year, including the game this year, they are just packing the paint. They're in a zone most of the time. They're switching everything when they're not in a zone. And nobody else has been able to hit a shot. I don't know why they have this voodoo magic where the Thunder just have their worst shooting games ever against the Lakers every time. But like tonight, Isaiah Joe, 1 for 7 from 3.
The
Wiggins,
one was big, though.
4.
It was big.
The one was big. 1 for 7. Wiggins 1 for 4. Wallace 0 for 3. I know he hasn't been on fire. Lou Dort hit some shots. Thank goodness.
4 or 5.
It's like the Thunder have had bad shooting game after bad shooting game against the Lakers, and it's allowed the Lakers to play defense the way they have. If the Thunder were making shots, it would look so silly them packing the paint to the degree that they are. But they're not, so it looks great. It looks like the Lakers are this tough matchup, whatever. But it really just, if the Lakers are playing like that and nobody else is making shots, sometimes these are the only shots available to Shea.
Yeah. Cooper in the chat said something that I also thought. Do you guys remember the I'm him shot? And I think
what Thunder fan doesn't.
There was a shot in the fourth quarter that he tried to hit from super deep.
It was the possession after the
it was after that
one. He was going for the dagger.
He was going for the kill. And I bring that up because I think that's actually kind of a legit 3 in the moment. Like I don't think that was a irresponsible one because I believe we're up by 4, maybe 5 at that point. Even if you miss it, it's not like it's not like the Lakers can tie it theoretically on the other end. So, but that also factors into the whole why he was 3 of 10 was that one shot too, was probably not one you would take in a,
Sure. If he's
in a
3
different
of
context.
9, 33%,
33,
we're all like,
right. Yeah.
that's okay.
We're all like pretty good, but now it's 3 of 10. It's like, could be better. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring it up for that reason. But yeah, Shea had a, fantastic game. And like you said, 10 of 18 without the threes. He was very much in his game from the 2-point range.
56%.
Yeah, very, very good. I have one, but I have actually a couple that I'll mention. So I'll let Steve go first, and I'll say whichever one he doesn't say.
And I'm keeping my head down for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah,
So
keep your head down, eyes on your notes, students.
Alex, are you sleeping in class?
Sleeping in class? Speak up. Steve, single large item, please.
Single large item. 15 offensive rebounds.
Goodness gracious.
How about that?
That's a lot of rebounds.
3
Feels
by
good.
Isaiah Hartenstein, 3 by Shea, 5 by Kaysen Wallace, the smallest person on the court, including the one. It was one of the final possessions, and we missed a 3, and he just came like flying in, the highest I've ever seen him jump, and grab this offensive rebound, pass it to Hartenstein, who got fouled.
that was the last possession. Yeah.
It was the very last, but yeah, like right at the end. But just a crazy offensive rebound, and for him to get 5 is just insane. But I was
offensive.
looking,
That.
all his rebounds were offensive.
That's hilarious.
So offensive.
Specialist. So I was looking before the game, and in the 3 games since Hartenstein came back, the Thunder have had the 13th offensive rebound percentage, which is just 3 games. This game's going to help. It's going to be even better after this one. But, it's early, but if this continues for very long, it's going to be a real strength of the team. Now, up until this game, the Thunder had been turning it over a lot, and forcing turnovers was down from first to third, so just down barely. But turning it over a lot was, kind of offsets your gain in the offensive rebound area. Well, tonight they won the turnover battle 9-17. So when the turnover battle 9-17, when the offensive rebound battle, like if you're winning both of those and getting that many extra shots than the other team, it's going to be really hard to lose games, even if you shoot poorly, especially if you can make the other team shoot as poorly as the Thunder tend to. But yeah, it's such a crazy formula to get that many extra possessions and have an awesome defense.
I honestly don't think they turned it over in the second half.
Let's check. I think we can check that on my app. They turned it over. Well, they turned it over. Yeah. They turned it over 4 out of 9 times, second half.
Okay.
I don't remember when they were, but they did by the stats.
But still,
eyeball
they
test,
were
they did not
playing
turn
like
it over.
pretty low. Like they weren't really zinging the ball around, right? Like
Yeah.
hard to turn it over when it's Shea ISOs and Shea penetrating by himself. That's a surefire way to get a shot up. So that helps. But just that equation of like playing that way is, I guess, my single large item.
We had 7 offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter, by the way.
Yes, sir.
That helps. That helps big time.
Yeah, I was going to mention the rebounding especially from Hartenstein, because they had 18 rebounds today. So that was worth noting. And also
because it was mine. You can't.
That's what I said, Steve. I was dovetailing off of
Piggybacking.
yours. I have a different one, but I tweeted this, and also Andrew Schleck brought it up on Down to Dunk, and he brought it up because it was on Reddit. So there's a very good chance that both of you have seen this. Maybe some of the listeners have not. Do you know it was 273 games Kendrick Perkins played? Do you know how many double-doubles he had in that time frame? If you had to
3?
guess.
I do know this.
Steve knows this. So Alex, you say
3?
3. Incorrect. He had 2, less than that. Isaiah Hartenstein has now 4 out of 4
in 4 games.
in 4 games, a double-double. And I love that stat because it's just like Kendrick Perkins before Isaiah Hartenstein was the free agent we had, like the number one guy that we got, and just the whole Isaiah, but Isaiah Hartenstein was the next biggest one, but everyone's like, oh, he's overpaid. He's getting $30 million a year. How could you do that? He deserves every dollar of what he is getting paid because
give him more. Can you just give him a raise now? That'd be fine.
Yeah. Like, don't they do that in normal offices? Like, just you're performing better.
Bonus.
You get a bonus. It's Christmas bonus. Yeah, we're almost at Christmas.
He's got to bring a competing offer sometimes.
Yeah. Can you imagine them giving Christmas
bonuses? I just want to shout out at Thunder Numbers, who is the actual originator of that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Good for him. Yeah.
I think Andrew did I can't remember who tweeted it, which is fine. But
I thought he said from Reddit, so that's why I mentioned I didn't know.
They may have posted this guy's tweet on Reddit.
That might have been it too.
I guess I don't know that it's a guy. That's my bad. That's all.
How dare you?
Sorry to whoever originally found.
So
this.
now cultural appropriation is to start the podcast. Now
we're
we got
appropriating
appropriation
stats now. We're appropriating stats. I apologize.
The odds
we'll send out a notes app on our Twitter account. Anyway, Thunder Numbers. If you were the originator.
Can we?
They also tweeted that Jalen Williams passed James Harden and Thunder scoring after the last game.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
Can we? Can our big men stop contesting shots that leads to injury? I don't know if that's
scary.
Or not.
That was scary as hell.
Stop that.
That was not good. I didn't like that one bit.
It brought back such memories. I mean, Chet. So yeah,
it was almost the exact same play.
The dunk. It was Dalton Connect dunk attempt.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Or him or Reeves, one of the two.
One of the white guys.
And he blocked it solidly and got sent straight back onto his keister. And it was such such flashbacks of the Chet injury.
I love the Chet tweet.
Chet tweeted. There's a meme of the guy. It's like a guy with an army helmet on, looking shell shocked.
Yeah, if you are in the meme culture, you know the one. But the surprising thing about it was I get the Chet injury because Wiggins is kind of a bigger guy and Chet's frame is not the broadest. I don't get how Hartenstein is being
it's physics, man. You have a moving force versus a
but Hartenstein is a German folk with broad shoulders. And
Dalton Connect is pretty German also.
Yeah, that's true. It was a German on German.
It was a German on German collision. I don't know why.
Those are my people, so I know.
That's true. I always forget you have German heritage. I don't. Roy does not sound German to me for some reason, but you do bring up a point. It was a German on German collision. So
yeah, so good.
So good. I'm also 1/4 German. I realized, or I learned recently. Okay. So I didn't learn it. I realized it. But yeah, the Germans have very, very dense. They're very dense, is a way to say it.
Right. So like the denser the object with the momentum, the more force it exerts, and
density on density.
Physics.
All right, physics.
It was not
topic physics tonight, baby.
It was not a good play for sure. Did not like. But
he got back into the game.
I was very surprised how quickly he got back in. Yeah, and more so on the bench. Very scary.
Can I just say real quick, if the basketball gods are listening, I hope you're also watching on the stream.
Please like. Also, please, basketball gods, please like and subscribe while you're here.
Subscribe, and then suck it.
Sit and spin.
They're gonna unsubscribe now. Well, that was pretty fast. Yeah, that was very scary. I will go ahead and do my backup single large item because Hartenstein was my first. I bet Lou Dort 10.5 points under.
Oh.
And I did this on purpose because
nice.
I am on an absolutely horrible gambling streak right now. Because the other day, or actually today, I guess, I bet Vucevic 10.5 under rebounds. And I was like, Boston Celtics are going to blow them out against the Chicago Bulls. They're going to win by like 10 plus. I looked up the numbers. I was like, whenever the Bulls lose by more than 10, Vucevic never gets 10.5 rebounds. So they're going to do it today. And the Bulls kept it close. And then Vucevic, with 6 seconds left, got 11th rebound. I was like, God freaking damn it. I suck at gambling.
Bad beats, baby. Bad beats.
But hours before this, I put in Dort 10.5 points because I knew I was on the streak. I was like, eventually he's going to get out of this slump. And if I keep betting his under points, eventually he's going to get over. And
you're going to feel like you had a hand in that. Yeah,
exactly, Alex.
Use your powers for good.
My powers of bad gambling have to be used for something other than me losing money, because they do that anyway. They might as well go to Lou Dort getting back on track, because he got back on track today with 4 or 5 from 3, 5 of 8 in total. It felt like since that Mavs game, I think it was the Mavs game, right? Where he had the weird 3 that he threw up and missed. Mm-hmm. And it kind of felt like since then he was off. He didn't really feel like he was shooting that well. Kind of not taking the shots he normally would take, passing up the ball, or just, obviously off in general. This was the first game Lou Dort felt like he was back to his normal self. And it was very clear immediately too, because he had 5 quick ones, which was kind of that initial, separation in the first quarter, which eventually died, kind of collapsed back down towards the end. But the point was he was able to get the offense going at the first stretch of that game. And
yeah, someone on Twitter wondered to me if he hurt his hand in the Blazers game, and it looked like that, kind of like, I feel like he was released a little bit funny. Maybe he had
Dylan brought that up in the last podcast.
Was that the Blazers game that happened? I thought it was the Mavs. Because I'm thinking of the game where it was like the Lou Dort kind of hesitation 3 to win at the buzzer. But that might have been the Blazers. I don't know. We might be thinking of different games.
That play was the Mavs game.
Okay. We're thinking of different games then.
I didn't relate that play. But Matt, if I know anything about gambling, and I do not, I'm pretty sure that you're using your powers selflessly in this way will restore your good luck. I think that's how it works.
That's how it works. So next time I'm going to do, I guess.
And that wasn't even your motivation. That, to be clear, that has to be part of it. You cannot think, I'm going to do this selfless thing.
Right.
Luck back.
No, because that's not how gambling. If you bet an under thinking it's going to go over, then you basically bet the over. If that makes sense. People who bet will get what I'm saying. So next time I will be betting Lou Dort over, because I know he's going to go over, and I'm going to be sincere about it because he's back on track. The curse has been broken thanks to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
thank you, Tierney, for that.
You're welcome. But seriously, Lou Dort was a really good today, and like defensively, I thought he also did a really good job on LeBron. I think his offensive fouls.
He really like gets into guarding LeBron. Like he loves
those transitions,
and throwing little elbows and stuff. He loves it.
Those transition defensive plays that he does, where like they throw the out pass to LeBron and he's just like right there. And I think LeBron even got called for a travel on one of those possessions because he like didn't know what was happening and just
should have been called for 2.
He should have been called for 2. I put the clip out for the other one because it was ridiculously obvious that it was a travel, but that was different. The one though in transition with Lou Dort on him was very great, and he had another one too that
he had a double dribble.
That he got called for, or he didn't get called for a lot of stuff that he should have been. And Lou Dort,
is that Bronny James out there because he's out here traveling and double dribbling looking like a third grader.
Yeah, it was bad, but like. I think I mentioned this too. The Lou Dort offensive fouls were just non-existent today, despite the fact that he gets a lot of offensive fouls called. He draws a lot of offensive fouls normally. So I just tweeted out. I was like, I guess the bright lights are, too bright for Lou Dort. That's the only explanation. It couldn't possibly be that it's the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James and
Yellow ass court. Like
that
has pee stains all over it.
could not be that, surely. So I don't know. Just an off night, I guess, for that area of his game.
I mean, so defensively, like this team did what they had to do. Like they held LeBron and AD to 15 and 12, I think, tonight. And if it wasn't for, Ricky Dalton Connect and D'Angelo Russell, like this would have been a blowout easily. Like,
yeah,
we're doing things defensively that they go unnoticed because defense is dirty work. But I've been highly impressed with how we've come out these last couple of games, especially with Hartenstein in there with us, and have kept the numbers down. Like our offense has not been great. It kind of looks like we did at the beginning of the season. Our shots aren't falling like they did, in the middle or at the beginning of November. But still, I mean, we're still winning games. They're close games, and I love this for testing our fortitude as we head into the playoffs in April, hopefully. Just testing us and giving us experience in these types of games.
Yeah, I mean, we were like over 10 games into the season before we even had a minute of crunch time. So these moments are valuable.
A lot of talk after the Wednesday game about Dylan Jones being in there a lot more so than Aaron Wiggins. And tonight we saw Aaron Wiggins 18 minutes versus Dylan Jones 4. AJ Mitchell did get 17. Are we happy with this minute distribution?
I mean, we're happy with it, but like the Dylan Jones things is kind of like our depth is so bad that he has to kind of play with us. Like he should be playing in the G League and getting, a ton of experience there and a ton of play there. But because of our lack of depth, he's kind of had to play with the big boys.
Larger person depth, right? Like,
yeah, larger person
brings screening and rebounding. I mean, his rebounding numbers aren't good, but theoretically, I honestly, and Dylan Jones barely played tonight and barely played in the Kings game, right? He got like the first half stint for 3 minutes. It didn't work, and Mark yanked him and didn't put him back in. But I can't square that with what I'm about to say, him continuing to play, except that he gets yanked quickly. But I do think Aaron Wiggins hasn't been the best defender this year, and I think that probably has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
But, at a certain point, like I do think he can kind of create his own shot a little bit, which is something this team has sorely needed at times. So I think it might just be time to bite the bullet and just say we need what he brings, even if his defense isn't perfect.
Yeah. And I also think that once the G League starts ramping up, we're not going to really have this conversation as much, but it is worth discussing while they're here.
Once Jay Will gets back, we won't hopefully be having
and
this
once
discussion.
He gets back. Yeah. 7.7 rebounds, 3 of 9, 1 of 4 for Aaron Wiggins.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not what you want, but
I would like Kenrich Williams' minutes to climb personally.
12 minutes.
That's the weirdest thing, because he's been really good. And I know, like, I think they wanted to ramp him up slow coming back from that knee injury, and maybe that's still ongoing. I hope that's what it is. That's what I'm telling myself. But
I think it's the Topic Thunder intro boost. He'll get it. Don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, they know for sure. Kaysen getting 31 minutes, I really liked. He didn't. I mean,
he was good. He was 0 for 3 from 3, but he had those offensive
shooting
rebounds.
And
he just kept getting his hands on all the balls, which I enjoy.
I love hands on the balls.
He's so good at it. He just I don't know. Whenever it seems like he's beat, there was one where the guy beat him near the baseline. He didn't go baseline. He went the other way. But near the baseline, and Kaysen just reached from behind him and took the ball, and then he had the ball. I love how he does that. Yeah. He doesn't just tip it away. He grabs it and takes it from them. I really like that.
Give me that.
That's very good.
Cookie Monster.
Give me that. Give me that. Give me that Cookie Monster. Give me that. Yeah. Also wanted to shout out. I always forget his name from the Bucks.
Giannis.
So Giannis,
No, the
Game.
the no stats guy. Tone would know. The meme.
no stats guy.
The meme. Zeros everything. The meme.
Marjan Beauchamp.
No.
No.
The meme guy. 0 everything minutes. Steve, are you looking this up? You look like you're looking this up.
I'm trying, but I don't even know what to Google.
Last time I said this, Cone was on and he knew it immediately because he's our meme guy.
I mean, is he playing right now?
No,
or is it
it's
just
coming to
Tony Snell.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Cooper.
good job,
The
Cooper.
Tony's. We have the Tony Snell stat of the day because
Okay.
Carlson played.
Why? Who got
Brendan
it?
Carlson played.
Oh, yeah.
0
he
points.
played- It was like one possession
Hold
at the
on,
end of
Steve.
the first half.
Hold on. Let me read his stats for you. 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 0 blocks, 0 field goals, 0 3-point attempts, 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls.
+2.
+2.
+2.
0 minutes.
Yeah, 0 minutes, by the way. Because he was in for literally like one possession.
+2. Steve, what did you not hear about that? I just wanted to shout.
I know,
him
no,
out.
mean,
I know. I'm just saying
when you
like,
talk about-
even
when
add
you
the minutes. Usually that
Better
when you
than
say
Dylan
somebody
Jones?
had that box score, right? Because of all the zeros, you say it's like he played 6 minutes and had all that, so you call it like a 6 trillion.
Yeah, the
Six
Mark
and a bunch of
Titus.
zeros. He had
It's
a
the Mark
0
Titus
trillion
one,
now.
Yeah, 0
It's not
trillion.
even he had a 0 trillion.
Had like a
It's
point
not a
33
Tony Snell
trillion.
because Tony Snell had like 20 something minutes and that, so it's not exactly the same. But
Right.
you know,
No, I like it.
Jalen Williams -3, Brendan Carlson +2.
Yes. There we go.
So you know,
Max contract.
max
Brendan
contract.
Carlson.
But anyway,
I mean, I was happy to see J-Dub out there.
he didn't
I
look
know-
like he missed a beat, dude.
No, he didn't. Especially in that first half.
No.
That first half, he was draining basically everything that he took. He
God,
slowed
man,
down.
I think he should not one-on-one attack Anthony Davis is a thing we learned in this
No.
game. That
Shake
didn't work
hand
several times.
Still needs to
Yeah.
figure it out. Yeah.
Not quite there. I think he needs to actually take another dribble.
One
Mhm.
more.
He was like trying to
One more
do
dribble.
the little finger roll or whatever. Just take another dribble and try to do a reverse or something. But
Yeah.
doesn't have that yet. Shea can do it. But he was great other than that, I think. He had the game-sealing steal. Really good on defense. There was a point at the beginning of the fourth quarter where you could see the Thunder, and this happens at some point, I feel like every game, where you can really see them be like, okay, now is the moment where we really up the defensive intensity and like close the door on this game. And there was a moment at the beginning of the fourth quarter where that happened, and I think Jada was kind of leading the way on that.
Yeah.
And he does that sometimes. So his shooting night wasn't excellent, but I think he was still like really impactful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I thought with that eye head injury, I don't know, I guess eye injury, he was going to be a little bit off at the beginning, but yeah, like I said, just picked up from where he was. First half he was 5 of 7. Yeah, 5 of 7.
Cooled down the second half.
Yeah, cooled down a little bit, but yeah, that first half was really good. Really, really good. Really loved it. So, all right. Anything else from this game, fellas? Before we move on.
I mean, just
shout-outs?
we're 2-1 in the
Yes,
in the
NBA Cup is
Cup
in
play.
sight. I think we have to lose. The Phoenix Suns have to lose, I believe.
Yeah, I did the scenarios earlier. So
I think they put it.
since the
somewhere.
Clippers lost and we beat the Lakers, the Blazers won by, I think it was 9, but the Thunder still have a pretty solid point differential advantage there, especially considering the Thunder must win their last game to make any of this matter,
Right.
Which is against Utah.
Mm-hmm.
So the Thunder need to beat Utah. And
At home, by the way.
And then they need the Suns to beat the Spurs because the Spurs own the head-to-head
Beat us.
tiebreaker against the Thunder, but the Thunder have it
Okay.
over the Spurs. Or if the Thunder do not win the group, because that's how the Thunder would win the group, they need the Grizzlies to beat the Mavs in their last game. and then the Thunder would get the wild card spot. The Thunder could technically get the wild card spot without that happening, but the Mavs have like a plus 41 or 43 or something in the 40s.
Damn, they blow somebody out?
Point differential. Yeah, I guess they did.
I would assume, yeah.
So the Thunder would have to like they'd have to beat them in the next game by more than 22 or 23 to actually pass them. So it's just much simpler if the Grizzlies just beat the Mavs, which could totally happen.
Yeah, let's just do
We
that.
might even call it likely. So yeah, I think between those two, I would say the Thunder have a pretty good shot, right? Beat the Jazz and then have the Suns beat the Spurs, which probably should happen. Or the Grizzlies beat the Magic, which probably should happen. Like, call it 51%.
Grizzlies beat the Mavs or the Magic?
Mavs.
The Mavs, okay.
So I would say one of those happening is definitely greater than 50%, and then the Thunder have to beat the Jazz. So pretty good chance. Not locked down though. Need some help.
Yeah. So looking ahead, we'll go back to the Sunday game, but yeah, Tuesday, we play the Jazz in Oklahoma City. Right around the same time are both of those games. Mm-hmm. Grizzlies play in Dallas, and the Spurs play in Phoenix.
And we obviously don't know if Luka will be playing.
Yeah, we have no idea at this point. It's still a few days away.
Yeah.
I think Suns, do they have any notable injuries still? Is KD still out? I haven't really.
KD had a thing. I don't know if we got anything solid on.
Yeah, I've not been really following the Suns.
He had a thing again.
He had a thing again. He right at the end of one of their games, he hurt his foot or his.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, so all those games basically happened within an hour of each other. So we'll pretty much have all of the answers immediately for that.
Congratulations, NBA. The NBA Cup seems to be working because we're talking about it.
I mean,
I like it. Why not?
It's fun.
I do too.
I had a little tinfoil hat period where I was like, where Dagnall is not trying to get in the NBA Cup just to rest our guys. But I don't know. We played a pretty solid game today.
It's only if we make the championship that it's anything extra.
I know, but
so
I did enjoy that at the end of the game, not holding on to the ball and trying to score a point so you can up your point differential.
That would have been great, actually, if they did that.
We did because Hartenstein got 2 free throws with 2 seconds left.
I guess I wasn't paying attention at that point.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Good for us. We're competing. We're competing in a tournament, regardless of if it means potentially anything.
I'm down. That'd be cool.
And it's really, in a lot of ways, it's fortunate for the league that this happened, or maybe the league made it happen. I don't know. Choose your poison. But fortunate that the Lakers won the first one, and then that that they willingly, or that the league made them hang a banner for it, because I think that gives it a lot of legitimacy that the Los Angeles Lakers hung a banner for winning this thing. So now everybody has to.
Yeah.
So now it's part of the lore,
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, before Tuesday, guys, we have a pretty big game in Houston on Sunday. I believe, let me double check. I believe this is the top 2 teams in the West still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder versus Rockets at the Rockets. Let's go ahead and make a little prediction, because we're not gonna potentially podcast before then. We might do a post game. We'll see. But I will go ahead and say we don't have the current line yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Thunder by 3 points. I'm gonna say this is a close one.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close one. Chet is a big deal against them because he makes Şengün's life pretty tough. I don't think Hartenstein makes Şengün's life tough in the same ways, with him being much more traditional. Now, Şengün will have to be up on the dribble handoffs and, playing up on the screens. He's been better on defense this year, but it's still going to be a tough job. He's going to have to be the one contesting Isaiah Joe dribble handoffs.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing will be tough for him. We know Shea is going to be tough for him. But the Rockets have been doing kind of crazy on defense. I just want to. There was a tweet from. I'll find the tweet while I talk. But basically, there's a website that it lists all the defenses throughout history compared to the defenses in the league that year. So it's not just like their raw defensive rating. It's how good they were compared to the other teams in the league that same season. It was at JADubbin5, and the website is lastnightinbasketball.com. And according to that metric, the Thunder this year have had the best defense since the NBA-ABA merger, which is pretty crazy, especially considering how hurt the Thunder have been.
I believe that.
But the Rockets have had the third best defense since the NBA-ABA merger by this metric, which again is just defensive rating compared to the average in the league that year. So the Rockets have been doing some crazy stuff on defense. I know the Thunder kind of killed them the first time we played, but I think the odds are this is probably going to be a really low-scoring game. Dylan Brooks is going to be super annoying. Amin Thompson is really good.
He's very good.
Larry Eason's been really good.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a kind of a rock fight, which if we're in a low-scoring game, I'd like to have Shea on my side at the end. So
we've been pretty good at those rock fight games.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, the Rockets just don't have like a guy who they don't have like a Chet Holmgren who it's like, this is our defensive anchor and we're going to form everything around him. They just have like a bunch of smaller pieces that all sort of have been contributing collectively on the defensive end. So it's kind of a different setup than ours. But yeah, like you said, Amin and Dylan, really, really, really good. Because I've been watching a lot of the Rockets this year. So it's going to be a matchup for sure that is, I think our first game was in Oklahoma City because that was during the home stretch. So it's going to be a different environment. So I don't expect a blowout by any means.
I think we dropped this game. I think we're kind of due. We're kind of due for a loss. I know.
It is a scheduled loss. A lot of people have been penciling it in.
Scheduled loss.
Not a scheduled loss.
No, I was saying like some people have been doing this as a scheduled loss. Is what
okay.
From the talks I've heard in the Reddits and the Twitters.
I'm just playing. I'm playing the numbers, and I just think we're due for a loss.
Boo this man.
Boo this man. I know, but hey, man, like looking back at November because we're done with November, 11-4. Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry. I'm talking as far as
games. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
11-4 in those 15 games. Much of those games, constantly having to, put players in that maybe aren't used to the roles that they're playing in those games because of injuries, because of, I'm highly impressed by this team as far as their ability to adapt, their ability to fight through things. Those are the things that carry you. Those are the things that carry you late in the season. Those are the things that carry you late, in the playoffs. And so I think once we start to get hopefully our pieces to, back from injury, Jay Will, Caruso stops diving on the floor for every damn ball. Chet, take a charge from time to time. Don't try to block every damn thing. Once we start to get those guys in, I think this team is going to be that team that we hopefully started seeing at the beginning of the season that were, was winning games by like 20 points and 30 points and just blowing teams out. I think we'll see that again, as the season draws to a close. So, but I'm just highly impressed by this team as far as their ability to get over, an injury bug, get over, just be resilient.
Yeah, and I think they developed a valuable tool in that small ball J-Dub at center stuff that wasn't sustainable long term. Like it obviously wore them out. They dropped a couple quote unquote bad ones, which I don't care about in the context of the season. But I think that's going to be something that they can turn to later in the year that is going to be really valuable. So in entering these last three, like Brandon Rabar tweeted something that right before they played the Warriors, if you looked at the standings, it was Thunder, Warriors, Rockets, Lakers. And he's like, here's the Thunder with their next three opponents. And the Thunder are almost through that, 2-0 so far. Rockets still left. But I just want to look ahead after that to the schedule
easy.
after the Rockets.
So easy.
So it's Jazz at Thunder, which we've talked about. Thunder at Raptors, Thunder at Pelicans, who are both, just bad teams right now. Thunder at Magic. Magic have been great, but they don't have Paolo, and they just honestly haven't played anybody. Thunder at Heat, who are meh, and then the Wizards and the Pacers and the Hornets. So like making it through this murderer's row, 3 games in a row, especially if they can, beat the Rockets and come out 3-0. But then the next 8 games, the Thunder are set up to really like build themselves a cushion with this schedule.
The next 8 scheduled games, because there should be games in between, the Pelicans and the Orlando game, because they're either NBA Cup games or they're going to be scheduled games that the NBA puts out because they didn't make the NBA Cup.
That's fair. Yeah. We don't know who those games are going to be against yet, or like the quality. I guess if we make the tournament, you would think the quality of those opponents will be tougher.
Yep.
But that's not necessarily the case. Like we could miss it and then get a really tough opponent that way. But yeah,
the point still stands.
Even despite all the injuries, the Thunder could be sitting here like at the end of December looking at like a pretty decent cushion on the 1 seed.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. I agree. The other thing I wanted to mention schedule wise, I looked this up before. I'm going to try to do it on the fly, but Alex mentioned 11-4, 15 games in a 30-day month. You've got 3 back-to-backs in that month. And to be honest, I think that's I guess this is more of an opinion thing, but to me, that's one of the busiest, if not the busiest month of the season, unless you maybe look at March, because December, it's tough because of, like we said, the NBA Cup, but you don't have 3 back-to-backs. Most likely.
There's not another back-to-back till like almost Christmas.
You have 2 back-to-backs in December, but they're both kind of towards the end of December. And I don't think you're playing 15 games in that month. The next month you have, I think that is 14 games. There are 3 back-to-backs, but again, 14 games, a lot of those are at home compared to what we had in November, because like this last stretch is a lot of away games. February, you have obviously the All-Star break, but you've got, I think that's 13 games right there. And then March looks like roughly 13, 14 games, and there are 2 back-to-backs in that month. So and April is obviously half a month. So this could be the toughest month of their season if everything plays out as expected with team projections and all that. So
another thing
that's really promising, also factoring in all the injury stuff, but
wait, there's more.
If you look at strength of schedule remaining on Tankathon, the Thunder right now are 26th hardest. The closest West team to that, so the other West teams make up 17 of the 15. The other West teams make up 14 of the top 17 hardest schedules. The Thunder down at 26th. The next is Golden State at 17th, and that's a combination of things, right? It's the Thunder don't have to play themselves, and they have the number 1 record, so that helps. They also get 4 games against the Jazz. They also have just hardly played any Eastern Conference teams yet.
Yeah,
like just this combination of things, and the Thunder have not yet played the Celtics or the Cavs, so those are included. It's like even with those things, it's still cake relative to the rest of the league because the Thunder have these things going for them.
16 out of 19 games by quick math have been Western Conference teams. So they played 3
crazy.
No.
Pretty crazy.
And they get the Jazz 4 times, and they still get the Wizards twice, and
it's a lot of
these other bad teams in the East.
A lot of penciled W's, a lot of promise here in the future.
They're
not a W.
They're sitting pretty, despite the fact that I don't know, Chet probably can't actually sit down right now.
Well, that was not necessary. I don't know if we mentioned I don't think we mentioned this.
He has to sleep standing up like a cow, kind of.
Oh my gosh!
Hyperbaric
chamber.
Yes. Oh yeah. That's right. They're back to Tank, right?
Is this for an iron lung? No, it's for a broken hip.
Did you guys watch SpongeBob a lot where Squidward was in like the little do you guys know what I'm talking? Okay, never mind. I won't mention it.
Traction.
He Squidward was in like the hospital and he was just like standing there
with all the
and,
wires.
Like, yeah. That's what I thought of.
I mean, it's got to be tough for him, man. Like that type of injury. Like I'm a side sleeper, and so like if I were to ever have an injury like that, like oh my gosh, I would not want to be my wife or my kids at that.
For real, I bet he cannot. He definitely can't sleep on that side.
No, heck no.
That was quite it's old at this point. But when that video came out with him on the crutches and everybody was just like,
yeah, what'd y'all expect?
Just so that was just so internet. It was like, yeah, he broke his hip, dude. Like, what did you think? That just reminded me of that. It's old news. I don't want to.
Surprised that if you're reacting like you're saying, "Oh my god, I can't believe he looks like that," you were expecting him to look better than that?
Were you expecting him to walk? Were you expecting him to like be limping with a broken hip?
I actually think since he was so like cautious on the crutches, I actually think there would have been less of a reaction if he had like been in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I think so too. Because of how gingerly he was moving while moving. Yeah,
I agree.
But that would be worse. To be clear, that would be a worse situation.
Much worse.
Yeah, but the internet would have been like, broken hip, wheelchair, checks out.
He's sitting comfortably.
All-Star break is the projection. We'll just say that.
A little before that.
We'll get back to you guys at the All-Star break when we hear more. So, yeah, if Chet could walk, he'd be playing, is what Cooper said, which I agree. He would not be. Yeah. He would not be on the sidelines. He would be in practice right now. He cannot do that. He is very much incapacitated. So, yeah. So we'll be back definitely on Tuesday for the recap of the Jazz game, our final NBA Cup game. We might do a Sunday post
until the knockout round.
Lots going to happen for the NBA Cup on Tuesday, so get excited for our next podcast. But
great job, Adam Silver. Great job. It's working.
That's going to do it for tonight, fellas. Any final thoughts before we leave? I like this team. They're very fun now with Hartenstein.
Thunder defense good.
Yeah,
Thunder offense.
Just want to tell the basketball gods they can kick rocks.
Kick rocks. Please do not hurt any of our bigger.
No, I don't care. Bring it. Do your worst. We're gonna win.
Don't no.
But please do like and subscribe, Thunder Gods.
Please like.
Gods.
Hit that like button, Thunder Gods.
No, I don't even want to like our podcast. I dislike you.
Don't. No, we want all the viewers. No.
Get out of here.
No.
Just know if shit hits the fan, it's all Dolan's fault.
Shit has hit the fan. There's shit all over the fan.
It's everywhere.
Walls.
It's everywhere.
And we're still the 1 seed. So like this is probably really embarrassing for the basketball gods. They're like, Jesus, we're throwing all the shit at these people, and they're just
Jesus part of the Thunder Gods.
No, he's just like sitting with them.
Oh, okay.
They're talking to him there.
Got it.
He's in the club.
Shout out Cooper. First time you've caught a live in 3 months. We appreciate you in the chat. Appreciate everybody in the chat tonight, especially the one guy.
Zivar Muhammad.
No, he doesn't. But he was being a pouty face. He doesn't deserve a shout out, but he was in the chat too. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Positive mostly, but that one guy was very negative. So we'll take it all.
Sounds like he's a Lakers fan.
If you are watching post what is it? What's Dylan say? Posthumously. Please comment below. No, that's not a good one. Comment below 65 because that's the minute mark of this live stream right now, so that tells me you've been in the chat this long, and also comment when you think what you think the Thunder are going to win by in Houston, or lose by, I guess. Anyway, I'm realizing. So, okay, I have a bit of a predicament, fellas. My mouse is dead. The reason that is a problem is because I
What
cannot.
is that? Oh,
It's a mouse. I cannot scroll up to click the in stream button right now. So this is a bit of a problem.
Surely there's a way. Surely if you just like close your.
I don't know what the hotkey is. So I'm going to kind of ad-lib for a second while I find the charger for this. And while you guys do, I'm going to try to talk on the microphone. If Steve, if you could tell me what the hotkey is to end the stream on this, please let me know.
Alt F4 will close your browser window.
Well, I don't want to end the whole. I want to. Okay, whatever.
Schrodinger stream.
Oh crap! I just did something bad. But anyway, thank you for everyone for tuning in. Please, if you are listening to the podcast, leave us a 5-star review. And if you're on Spotify, by the way, I learned via Andrew Schlecht that you can comment on a Spotify episode. So if you're listening on Spotify right now, also comment your predicted win of the Rockets game on Sunday. Anyway, I found my charger, so we're good to go. So that's me ad-libbing a little bit.
Let's go.
Thank you all for tuning in. God bless. Hoop when you can. And as always,